Hey everyone, welcome back. Happy Friday. So today wasn't actually that happy. Markets were down. Bitcoin actually, I think, was in the green here, if I'm not mistaken here. It's been a long day. Did a lot of work to the basement. I'm pretty much all set, ready to go for installation. So you guys will probably be seeing that in the next couple episodes. That'll be happening later on this week. But we have some new stories on Bitdeer, on Mora, on Riot as well. And we also have, obviously, I'm not going to dive deep into it. You guys probably already read about it, but it's the Trump tariffs were basically knocked down by the Supreme Court, but it was only for the IEEP, I think it was, the part of the law that he was using there. He can't do it on that, but he can do it under other things. So that was, nothing's going to really change there. He already came out that he's putting 10% tariffs on everybody in the world there. So nothing's changing there. We're not getting any relief on the tariff side of things. What else do we have here going on? I think that's it. Miners all. CoreWeave. There was FUD on CoreWeave today. Something about them and Blue Owl not getting funding for one of their sites. That was FUD there, it seems like. We'll talk about that. That obviously drove everything else down as far as the miners are concerned. So we'll take a look at that. We'll talk about that and get into everything else. But as always, not financial advice, for only. Do your own research. Full disclosure below that. And if you would be so kind, hit the like button, subscribe. Helps me out. Okay, let's take a look at what's going on here with the markets here right now. We are on CoreWeave. I was looking at CoreWeave because CoreWeave was down quite a bit. It was down like almost 16% at one point during the day. And then it actually finished up a little bit better than that. But that was all on possibly misguided information there, maybe. Bitcoin here today was actually in the green like I thought. Excuse me. It was up 1.51% on the day. Markets were also in the green today. We had the PCE data come out also. But some of it was high, some of it was a little bit lower. Those kind of mixed numbers there on that one. Markets, like I said, were in the green here. Ethereum today also was in the green a little bit also. It was up 1.03%. Miners, on the other hand, though, they got smacked today, except for Kango and Mara, which obviously those two really don't have much as far as AEI is concerned. So you can see the impact that some FUD stories can have on the rest of the sector. Right? But Bitfarms was down, Bitdeer was down as well. Cypher was down 7.28. That one definitely got smacked a little hard here. Cleanspark was down just a little bit. CORZ was down 3.7. Hive was down. Hot 8 was down. IREN was down quite a bit also, 7.65%. This thing's still trading kind of sideways in a range there, more or less. Nibius was down 9% on the news. Nibius actually did worse than CoreWeave did. Riot was down 3.33%. Wolf was down also about 3% there. The Bitcoin holding companies or treasury companies, MicroStrategy was up. Galaxy was down. Block was up. Coin was up, Metaplanet was up as well, and then Exodus, Nexon, Phoenix, and GameStop were all down. Then we have the small miners. Those were all pretty much in the green here, except for Argo and Canon, with DMG being up nicely, 7.46% along with Annie, right? They don't have anything to do with AI, so those things were going up today. And then the Bitcoin miner ETFs were all in the red here. BitCube, BKCH, DApp, and WGMI being down the most, being down 4.53%. Ethereum holding companies were also mixed. BMNR was up just a little bit. Bit Digital was down. BTCS was up. Game was down. And SBIT was down also. Other companies we look at, American Bitcoin was down a little bit, 1.96%. Wi-Fi was down 5.3%. Open was actually up today, 7.53%. I think there's some news story on them that they're going to be doing loans, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong there. I thought I saw that. Oracle was down 5.4. Soluna was down 2.23 as well. Bakkt was up a little bit. Ast was up a little bit. Fermi was down. Meta was up. Google was up nicely, 3.74%. That one had a nice bounce on it. Amazon was also up 2.56. Microsoft was down a little bit. Nvidia was up. Tesla was up. EOS was down along with New AI there. So that's the end of the week here for us. Not the great day that we thought we were going to have maybe. We also had a lot of options expirations as well. That probably contributed to it as well. Okay, let's get into some of the news stories that we do have here. First, Bitcoin so far is down 13.65 for the month of February there. Bitcoin ETF inflows, outflows we had, at least right now, for today we have positive inflows. Yesterday we had negative inflows or outflows. 165 million there, outflows yesterday, and today we're up 23.6 million. We'll see where IBIT comes in at that point. Should be positive, right? Bitcoin was in the green here. We should be positive, more or less. All right, next here. So this is obviously on CoreWeave here. So both Blue Owl and CoreWeave have pushed back against the report. CoreWeave CEO told CNBC that the data center in question is fully funded, financed, and on schedule. Once again, fake headlines moving the market. And we've seen this before with other stories, right? It's not only before it was the GPUs are only good for 2 to 3 years, and they're basically crap, which is BS as well. So that was FUD back then. We had other FUD stories on the AI space as well, data centers, all that stuff has been playing out here. Don't know where the story originated from on this one, but it was obviously at least based by the accounts of the CEO from CoreWeave and Blue Owl, and it's basically fake. Okay, so that's what drove the markets down today for the miners because of this new story here. Next, we have here Mara. Mara is going to be doing their quarterly earnings report February 26th at 5 p.m. Eastern time, so that's going to be after the close. So that's going to be next week. We are at, what are we at now? The 21st, right? Today's the 20th. So in approximately, what's it going to be, Thursday? I believe it's going to be Thursday, if I'm doing my math right. It'll be Thursday. We'll obviously cover it when it does happen here. Bitdeer also announces their convertible senior notes offering has gotten some information on it. So the notes will be general and senior unsecured obligations of Bitdeer and will accrue interest at a rate of 5% per year, payable semi-annually in arrears on March 1st and September 1st of each year, beginning September 1st, 2026. So we talked about this yesterday, right? That's why the stock went down quite a bit because of this and because of also them basically providing shares, which if we go here, let me see here. Yep, they're offering 5.5 million shares to pay off where is it at? This convertible senior notes due in 2029, right? So they're paying that off. The good news is obviously the 5% interest rate is actually pretty good. So that's a good thing there. It means that, well, lenders are not viewing them as high risk, which is good. Otherwise, we probably would have seen a higher interest rate on the new convertible notes that they're offering there. So that was actually pretty good news there. All right, that's it on them. And then we have here Mara here really quick. Mara is now able to consummate, I guess, what's the word I'm looking for there? They're able to buy that 64% stake in Exaion. But here's the headline. So EDF Pulse Ventures joins forces with Mara and NJJ to support a new phase of Exaion's development and strengthens its industrial and technological movement there. So this is going back to last year in August. EDPF Pulse Ventures entered into an investment agreement with Mara Holdings, Inc., enabling Mara France to acquire 64% stake in Exaion, subject to the lifting of certain conditions precedent, including the required regulatory approvals. Well, now all conditions precedent have now been satisfied. The transaction is currently being finalized and is expected to close in the coming days here. So they are going to get a stake in that company there, a majority stake. Following the completion of the transaction, Mara will hold 64% of Exaion's share capital. EDF Group will remain a minority shareholder and client of the company. As part of the transaction, NJJ and Mara Holdings have entered into a capital partnership agreement under which NJJ will acquire 10% minority stake in Mara France there. And Exaion's board of directors will include the 3 representatives appointed by Mara, 3 representatives appointed by EDF Pulse Ventures, and 1 representative appointed by NJJ. And Exaion's CEO and co-founder Xavier Neal and Fred Thiel, CEO of Mara, will serve on Exaion's board of directors there. So that's actually pretty good. Now, what does that mean for Mara? Well, it obviously gives them quite a bit there, at least in the European space. But let me take a sip of my water because my throat's getting dry. All right. So Exaion develops and operates high-performance computing data centers and provides secure cloud and artificial intelligence infrastructure. The objective of the partnership between Mara, EDF, and NJJ is to accelerate Exaion's expansion, strengthen its secure cloud and high-performance computing capabilities, and help establish Exaion from France as a leading European player in digital infrastructure. So that is all true there. And I got a sneeze come up. Oh my gosh. Allergies are starting to kick in again. Doggone it. Let me see if we can find some more information on Exaion. I probably should have pulled this up earlier, but we'll see if we can pull this in really quick. If we look at them up really quick. Exaion, there it is. High performance infrastructure partner here. So they have also I saw this earlier. They have, what is it called? Quantum computing as well. They have one of those. Let me see about them, who we are. Let's see if we can go who we are. Private cloud. Let's see here. I'm trying to find something informative on them. let's see, Europe. There it is. Okay. Storage, 37 petabytes, it looks like. Availability, 99.9% uptime. 4 data centers. They have 1,250 GPUs, which is not a lot, to be honest with you guys there. And obviously technical support 24/7. Yeah, I mean, that's basically it. I'd like to see where their sites are actually at, what megawatts they are. I'm not sure we're going to be able to find that out in here. Do they have anything on investors or anything like that? Architecture, engineering, industries? No. May require a little bit more due diligence on this one to see what they actually have. Technologies, HPC, AI, and I thought I saw something about quantum computing as well, but I don't see that here. Action Data Center, let's see if they provide anything on that. Oh, it's just over here. Solutions Data Center, okay. So we don't know exactly how many megawatts they have there or what they're actually providing here, but maybe I'll do a little bit of a deep dive into it over the weekend, see what I can come up with as far as information on Action there. Okay, but that is basically it here. Finally, we have Riot. Riot is also going to be announcing their fourth quarter and year-end 2025 earnings conference call. This is going to be coming up here on March 2nd, 2026, obviously, and at 4:30 p.m. Eastern time as well. So this one's going to be after the close of the market there, or yeah, about an hour after the close. Oh, sorry about that. Sneeze again. I'll definitely listen to that one, see what's going on with them. We'll also listen to Mara as well, see what's going on with them when they do report next week. So we'll have Mara next week, I think, also Cyphers next week, and then we'll have Riot the following week, I believe, at that point. But that is it. That's all I got. Kind of light day. And I got another sneeze coming up. I do apologize for that. Oh, I don't know why it happens. I'm allergic to live streams, I think. Which would be really, really, really rare if that was the case, if I was allergic to doing live streams. But we'll muscle through it. All right. I'm looking at the comments here. Not much going on. Obviously, it's Friday night. People are out partying. I was thinking about going to see the movie Project Hail Mary. I love the books there by Andy Reid. Is it Andy Rear? So I was hoping to go see that. Maybe I'll go see that tomorrow. Not sure what you guys have any plans likewise. All right, let's get into Q&A here. I think there's maybe one question we got going on, and we'll get into calling it a day. Let's see. What do we got here? GenPal. IREN war will crash the market. I wish I had sold in October 2025 or even January. Worst mistake not selling. How big of a war is it going to be, though? That's the big thing, right? Is it going to be one of those things where it's just a quick strike and out and that's it? Then probably not that bad, right? If we go into a prolonged war, then that would not be good. I would agree with you there. Yeah. That's just the way I see it, at least right now. Let's see. Alexander asks, Seb, did you buy more Bitdeer? I don't own any Bitdeer, so I have not bought any more. Or have I ever bought Bitdeer right now? But it is definitely down in price from where it probably should be. Let's see. Alexander says, I am thinking of taking a personal loan to buy more. Okay. That's definitely risky. Would not recommend that. Kind of like we saw people buying Bitcoin by mortgaging their house, refinancing their house and things like that. Definitely risky. CD says, have you considered purchasing a used cat for the streams? A used cat? For allergies? No. I've had cats in the past. I have a little beagle right now. Love the little thing. So happy to see me always when I get home. Love that. Let's see. Eddie says, I thought you Americans don't sneeze. Well, I'm not a full American. I was born in Poland, so I'm not 100% American. But I've been in the United States for, 32 years? No, more than that. 40 years. Wow. 40 years I've been in the United States. I consider myself an American because I grew up here. Love this country. As I mentioned a month ago, I don't trust a few players in the AI space with huge debt. All the small players in the space get crushed by Blue Owl, CoreWeave, Oracle, and OpenAI debt news with those. Yeah, you did mention it. But it seems like that story that came out was FUD. They're saying that it's not accurate, so we'll see. And does Bitdeer even have a CEO? Yes, they do have a CEO there. He was the prior co-owner of Bitmain, if I'm not mistaken there. Jim's got a question here. Hi, Seb. Where do you see Keel from 2028 plus? Oh my gosh, I have no idea. From 2028 plus. By then, I hope they would obviously have the Washington site done. They have a customer for that one. I'm hoping that by 2028, they also have the 2 sites in Pennsylvania, transition into AI and hopefully customers for those as well. As far as price, not sure where they're going to be yet. All right, Milligs, hey Seb, seems like the miners are currently unprofitable mining and income from HPC AI is not coming anytime soon. I don't see the miners as a good sector currently. What do you think? There are a couple companies that are probably going to be generating revenue from AI this year. One of them is going to be, IREN is already generating revenue from AI from their own compute that they have. Then you also have Cypher's going to be building out this year, probably towards the second half is when they probably should start getting some revenue from that. TeraWolf as well is already or should be getting revenue from that like anytime soon now, I believe. Hut 8 is working on stuff there as well. Core Scientific should be getting revenue from CoreWeave when they finish out the sites for them, hopefully this quarter, if not by next quarter at the latest, I would imagine. So they're going to be generating revenue from there. And IREN's targeting 3.4 billion annual run rate from AI, and I think it's just from AI alone, not including Bitcoin mining there. So they should be generating more revenue by the end of the year here. So right now we're at that kind of low on things here for these guys, which is maybe a good spot to get into them if you haven't gotten into them in the past, because they haven't been down so much as well. But they still have performed pretty well here considering where Bitcoin has done last year and even this year. So they've kind of decoupled from it as it is. All right. Let's see. Adam, keel as in a boat, right? Yeah, the keel of a boat. They call it the structural support of the boat, I guess. Man in 2026 is going to be all sideways Bitcoin. I need IREN, Bitfarms, and Cypher to at least double. Yeah, I would definitely like to see them double as well, if not even go higher from that. We're starting out pretty badly right now for the year. Kind of similar to what we did last year, if you recall, right? From January through April. I mean, we were just going down on those things because of Trump tariffs. And then we actually rocketed after that, right? So maybe we'll have a similar setup again where it takes until April for these things to then rocket up again. But time will tell. I mean, we're still seeing a lot of the institutions buying into all of these guys here. So it's not like the institutions are just throwing, good money away. Well, throwing good money away. They probably know something. So if you see institutions, obviously we've seen Cantor Fitzgerald, others as well, buy heavily into some of these guys here. I think that's still a good sign there. All right, Victor, question. Hope Cypher announces a deal could have a positive impact for miners. Yep, that would definitely do it. Question, I have Cypher at 15.4. Is that a good price for long-term hold? 15.4, where's it at right now? Let's see, Cypher's at 14.65. I would say since you're a little bit above that, if you can, dollar cost average into it on the dips here. But yeah, I think it's a really, let's take a look at the chart here so you guys can see it as well. You can see that Cypher here has been basically kind of range bound here, more or less. It's come down to like 12.61 and it's been as high as $20, but it's been bouncing in that kind of range there more or less for a while here, ever since it got to a high of $25. And this has been kind of range bound here at least since going back to basically what? November, right? Beginning of November. It's been sideways. So I bought some more Cypher shares. When was this now? 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago? I bought some more Cypher, Bitfarms, and Cleanspark shares at that point, which was probably at the bottom here, which was I think maybe on February 5th, which was, no, I bought it on Friday. Friday is after they started to bounce back up a little bit. So I got in a little bit lower price at that point. Or was it? No, it wasn't last week because this is last week. I got into them like 2 weeks ago, 2 or 3 weeks ago. I got into them on a Friday when things were looking pretty bad on Bitcoin. But yeah, I think if you're at 1585, yeah, I think once they start getting more deals and they start generating revenue from AI, they should go up higher from that. where do I have them right now? Let's see, Cypher, I think they should be somewhere between 24.65 and 36.97. That's kind of where I see them right now with their future revenues, right, from HPC annual run rate and Bitcoin annual run rate right now. That's kind of where I have them right now. So they are definitely undervalued from where I think they should be. And even the analysts, right? The analysts have them between $53 on the high side and $18 on the low side. So I'm kind of right there in the middle on compared to the analysts here. So yeah, I think they definitely have a chance to go up much higher here. It's just we need the winds of change to happen for some of these miners here. All right, let's see. What else we got here? Also, let's see. That was Victor. Bevney, okay. What do you think can IREN, Bitfarms, and Cypher can they at least double? I think they can this year. Yeah. I mean, Cypher, if they get another deal or something like that, if the sentiment changes around for the sector as well, I think that will help out. What else? Deal, obviously, same thing for IREN. Bitfarms, same thing. I think they can at least double this year. They were obviously much higher. I think IREN got to, what, 80 some dollars. So it'd be kind of right back to where it was. But yeah, we just need some good sentiment, I think, in the sector. Right now, everybody's kind of flooding on the sector for AI. And it's still kind of continuing from even last year from where we were, the highs. Right then stories came out that the GPUs are, only good for 2 to 3 years. Then you start losing money on them. You're not making any money on them. That was FUD. What was the other FUD? There was other FUD stories on it as well. That the need for the data centers is not going to be that great. All that stuff was happening there. But yeah. Rob, and we are only 4 months in this sideways action. It's been 4 months of, I would say, downward action on some of these things here. On some of these guys, we've been sideways, but some of them have been actually coming down here. Yeah, we're just trading sideways right now. We just need a catalyst to pump us up higher. Some good news stories, some deals signed, and we're back up to the races at that point. But yeah, that's it. Okay. We're going to call it a day because my nose is running like crazy and I keep sniffling, and I don't want to put you guys through that noise any longer than I have to. So I wish you guys a great weekend. We'll cover we'll cover how the miners did against Bitcoin this past week. We'll also take a look at Nibius in full detail. I'll have all that data for you guys on Sunday's show, and then we'll cover anything else that happens over the weekend here. Hopefully nothing. Hopefully it's just a easy peasy weekend here for us. So thank you all for coming in on a Friday night. Greatly appreciate you all. Hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. Love you all. I'll see you guys on Sunday. Until then, bye.